Mic check. 1, 2. Looks like it should be good. All right. If you guys are watching this later on, seeing doesn't look like there's anybody on here now. This is Sampleflip creation for the month of June. Yes, we're in June already. June 2024. A lot of things are going on in the world. And yes, Cakewalk still does not have prices. Oh man. I'm just gonna see if we can kind of create something for you guys to flip, and we'll get along with our merry lives here. Let's see. Let's start off with piano. I think that's probably the easiest way to go. And I'm going to ripcord this up. And pick a random one. Oh, that's not. Wow, these are some horrible progressions there. I think I. All right. 102. All right. So maybe 8. I don't think it's going to be 8. Maybe give it a strum. I think I like that. What? What? Maybe we don't do the strum and just strum it ourselves. Let's do that. No strum. All right. All right, let's do that. All right. So we're gonna need to quantize. Let's go by 8s. Let's cue this up. All right. So let's strum it. Let's go. What is it? All right, that's going by this, so let's do that. All right, I gotta do this the hard way. Sorry. All right. All right. I guess we're not gonna strum. But it should be better with a strum though. Low cuts. What's good, man? Thank you for joining. All right, so I need something else, another sound. All right. Oh, it's probably a pad of some sort, huh? Maybe you say you can't find a way to load your sounds? There's a way to do it, man. I don't know. I haven't been on like the FL mobile side in a minute, but I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that have like videos showing you how to load. Oh, that one might be a cool. Let's try. That's a really dope sound. I like that sound. All right. Let's try to art this out. Are you on Apple or are you on Android? I don't know what happened. Android. Try various file explorer apps. You said you own like the Roland Zen beats? Eh. I could have swore that you just go inside of the whole FL search for sounds things and you just find it. I actually haven't used FL Mobile in so long. I think I took it off my phone. But there's supposed to be a way you can get to your files, especially if you have it named. I just don't remember how to do it. I haven't been, like I said, in FL Mobile in like forever. I need a dirty kind of bass. All right. Basses. Mm. Let's do that. Ah. Bass is filthy. Bass filthy, yo. Menace. What's good, man? Think I'm gonna run with the first one. Of course, I'd find one better. All right, I think that should be enough sounds to kind of get y'all started with something. Now the question is, how do I lay this out? Maybe 4. All right, so let's start it off. Yeah, it does. All right, so let's leave this out. And probably leave out the strings. I don't know if I should kind of just let the other thing play here. Hmm. All right, so I do need to extend this last part out just so it makes sense. All right. Yeah, I think I should make it longer. I think it still needs like one more. Yeah, let's do that. All right. So, I'm gonna take the strings out of here just in case y'all want to use that part without those sharp strings in there. I think that should work. Maybe. Our bass is filthy, y'all. All right. Clean up these last ones here. And we're on to the next one. Imagine that. Oh. All right. Yeah. I think that should work. If it doesn't, then my bad. One more for the culture. um, all right. Let's go and actually save this. All right. Um, all right. Um, all right, let's run with this one. First sample. June. June 24. And it is 102 in C minor. All right. Mr. Robinson, producer, what's good, man? Thank you for joining, yo. That's what's up. I'm just making the samples for the Sampleflip for this month. I just finished the first one. I'm about to work on the second one. Bass is ridiculous. That bass crazy. All right, I think that should be good. All right, I think that should be good. Let's move on. Open a new tab. All right. Yeah, that's what's up. I think I want to do something different for this one, man. I want to do some like um do some contact. Now see, how much different that is using contact. So ah, well, hopefully everybody's having a good day. And going through it right now. All right. Uh okay, so let's see what we want to find in here. I think I want to do I'm gonna do some strings. Come on. Bada 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 bada. Sweet. Okay. All right, so let's do another instance of contact. I'll make it all come together somehow. I need some Project Sam. I'll just use this one. I don't think I want that. I think I want this burst. Of course. Let's see if we double it, how that's going to sound. It might be too much. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Good Lord. What is this? What is going on, arcade? Oh, that's fire too. What's this one? Good Lord. Davey, what's good, man? Thank you for joining. Oh, there's some really nice ones in there they added, huh?
Why you wanna know? Oh, 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 oh.
This is the last time. Show me, come on now, what to say one more time. Oh, no. Oh, oh.
Feel like I could fly, take me. Ooh. Safe and sound, lost in the silence. Say you won't go. Am I wrong? Am I right? Run away, wandering all night. Na 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 na. Say you won't go.
You can use arcade as a standalone. I mean, you won't be able to kind of like, you know, make beats, but you can use it as a standalone.
Arrow through my heart, pull it way back. Away, away. Arrow through my heart. Down on my knees.
Feel you, I feel you all over. Ooh, lonely tonight. I'm lonely tonight. Ooh, up in the air, it's up in.
Lose me, na 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 na. I'm losing sleep.
You don't own what? What don't you own? Oh, goodness. What is that about? That's fire. If you mean like the whole like $10 a month thing, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess that's something, but it's definitely worth it if you use it a lot. They're always updating. You can always find something in there to kind of spark some kind of inspiration. It's probably the only one I would probably say that's worth paying for monthly. Like, this is the only thing I think right now that I have that I pay for monthly, a subscription for. It's well worth it, man. Like, I do like the yearly one, so I don't kind of worry about it for like the whole year. It makes it a lot easier for me. I think it's a little cheaper that way as well. Well, I don't know how it works because if you download the stuff, you can work offline. So that would mean that they can't really track what you're doing if you're offline, right? So I don't see why you still wouldn't be able to use it, especially if the sounds that you've already downloaded. I don't necessarily know because I haven't used it that long. I've had like the year subscription thing. I don't use Splice. I wouldn't pay for Splice. First of all, that credit thing is kind of weird. And if you don't use all the credits, and then let's say you leave Splice, you lose all those credits. It's like, okay, what was the point of that? And most people, that's why they won't leave Splice, because they have all those credits built up and they're like, yo, I don't want to lose all these credits I built up. So they'll stick with Splice due to the fact that they can't, oh, I wonder what happened. That they can't use all their stuff. So this one got some really nice ones in there. Oh, it's fire, y'all. And then I wonder what these do. Oh, yeah. Let's chop it up. I said still waiting on the 8 bars so you can make a beat. Gotta be easy to making a sample. Yeah. Oh. Hi-hat tutorial on what? On like Cakewalk or on like Reaper? Because I made a full video showing you how to do hi-hat rolls inside of Reaper. It's not that difficult. I guess I should try to break that video down. In Cakewalk. You wanted to do it in piano roll, or are you talking about like the step sequencer? That's another like option for it on there. I do have a video on this channel telling you how to do like cuts inside of Cakewalk. So like you can kind of use the script, the X.E.L script, and set it to a key. I set mine to control and I believe U, and it'll chop up the MIDI. I think it was by like, I think one of them is by 2, one of them is by 4, and one of them is by 3. So you can kind of chop your sample up that way to make the rolls that way. Or, you can kind of manually put them in, which is a, pain in the butt, but that's a way to do it. Gotcha. Yeah, I think this one should be pretty cool. I don't know if I should put a bass on here for you guys or just let you just kind of make your own bass for it. Steven, what's good? Thank you for joining, man. FL Studio, Logic Pro users have it more easier than us. Yeah, especially for Cakewalk, yeah. Josiah, I definitely understand, man. That's kind of why I started this channel. But Cakewalk's been tripping lately, man. I don't necessarily like the the weight that they have everybody in, like the standstill of what they're gonna do with the product. This thing about I've been doing this for like what 3 years, making cakewalk content, and like they just kind of stopped working the way you know, a lot of people expected it to. I did a lot of stuff on different forums, different platforms of Facebook, you know, trying to help people out, and also giving input of what can be done to make things better. I've been like saying the same thing for the last 3 years, that Cakewalk needs a sampler, and it's 3 years later and we're waiting on Sonar, and who knows if that's going to have a sampler or not. We just don't know. So it's like one of those things where I've kind of moved on in a lot of ways to Reaper. Reaper has been like phenomenal for me. Like the workflow in it for me is just perfect because I made this workflow for myself. So I've used and stripped elements from other DAWs and made Reaper the way I like it. And that's what kind of makes it all interesting. Like there's a mixture of Cakewalk in here. There's a mixture of FL Studio in here. There's a little bit of mixture of Cubase. But all in all, still, it's Reaper. You know, like it is no taken away from that part or aspect of it. Even took a little pieces of Ableton, especially like the newer stuff that they added into like the piano roll, kind of making your own little chords and stuff like that. Like kind of put that in there as well. So there's some scripts out there that are really, really dope. I have not got a chance to get my hands on them to really, you know, dig into it and explore, but there's some really dope stuff out there. Have I tried it? I haven't done that. What is that? That BandLab thing to kind of see what they're doing. I guess that is, you know, I'll just wait on the product and see what they're going to say. If they have it priced correctly, I could see people may come to you know, to Sonar and the Cakewalk family. It just kind of matters how they do it. All I know is that if they try to do that whole like $400, $500 thing, it's a wrap. It's over, yo. Like I don't see people sticking around for that. Especially with still some of the bugs that it has. I don't like the fact that it's not as fluent as other DAWs are, especially when you're doing recording. But you know, it's neither here nor there. And see, in low cuts, that's what I think is really funny about, you know, the people who say that about FL Studio. FL Studio is actually a really hard DAW to learn. People will tell you it's not because there's so much information about it out there. But Cakewalk is actually easier to use than FL Studio, and it makes more sense than FL if you've come from any other DAW. If you started on any other DAW and you just open up Cakewalk, you can use it. FL Studio is not that easy. And there's no other DAW like FL Studio. So when you do move from FL Studio to another DAW, you're going to be completely lost and you're not going to like that workflow. And that's what I found out all these years of using all these different DAWs. And I was an FL person for a long time, but I started on Reason. So Reason is one I started on, and I use Sonar for recording way back, way back in the day. And then I got into FL Studio, but it was, even when I looked at FL, I'm like, what is all these screens, yo? Why are there so many screens? And it just used to drive me crazy, yo. Trying to figure out how to do stuff. But the good thing about FL Studio is there's like hundreds of users out there that are throwing up videos every day due to, you know, the whole bootlegging of FL Studio back in the day. And even like Curtis King was saying he did that. You know, he had the bootleg version. He's over there teaching FL Studio courses with a bootleg version of FL Studio. So like that in itself can explain why, you know, FL was so popular. Steven says I'm in Reaper. But for Cakewalk, they need to add a lot of things. Yes, they do, man. You know what's one of the things that I didn't quite understand about the whole like Cakewalk BandLab thing. All right, so I went to the forum and I'm like, hey, why do we only have one EQ inside of the Pro channel? Like, why can't I make another EQ of the EQs that they have in there? And no one ever answered that question, and they won't add another one. I've done several videos saying what the importance of having another EQ is. You know, saying like if you're doing vocals, you usually want to have one that's going to take away stuff, like all the bad stuff out of it. And you want to have one that'll actually boost certain frequencies. So you don't want that same EQ on both of them. You have to have separate EQs for it. So basically, well, usually when I start, I'm not going to say everybody. Most people do compressors first. I do EQ first. So I EQ and make sure I get rid of all the noise and things that I don't want inside the track. Then I'll put a compressor under that. And then usually I'll use some kind of limiter of some sort, just so that it's not like peaking. So I can cut off all like the peak parts of the track. And so it'll make the vocals leveled, right? Then if I want to or need to, I can boost frequencies with another EQ. And I know they have the Sonitis EQ and it's cool. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I like the Pro channel one because it just looks better. I'm a visual kind of guy. That's why it took me so long to get used to Reaper, because all their plugins were ugly, and I think they still are, but they do work. Hands down, they do work. But it was just one of those things where I just couldn't understand why they wouldn't add another EQ. And I put it in the forum. I had a whole bunch of, +1s and people saying, yeah, that would be a good idea to add another EQ. And that was like 2 years ago. So there's that. I asked for a sampler like 3 years ago. And I asked for a sampler 3 different occasions inside of the forum, inside of the place where you're supposed to put ideas and all this other stuff. I get a whole bunch of +1s inside of the Cakewalk forum. If you ever go there and look up samplers, I'll probably have like 2 or 3 of them inside that forum, just because I'm like, it makes no sense that I'm trying to teach people how to use Cakewalk, your product. You're not paying me for it or anything. I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart. And I'm telling you the reason why a lot of producers are not using Cakewalk. You're not going toward where all the music is going. Like, all the music is going toward an urban kind of feel. Every single music that you can think of right now is going toward an urban feel. Country is doing urban stuff. You got rock still even doing urban stuff. They use trap hi-hats and stuff like that inside of rock music, for like the sports stuff. You have orchestral music, of course. Right now, that's like orchestral and hip hop is kind of like hand in hand right now. So like all these genres are actually incorporating that urban feel, and usually you have some sort of sampler. And without that, you kind of lose a lot of your audience. And the fact that you can't really loop your sound, it just makes it more and more frustrating. I will actually make a video on that, showing that frustration part of not being able to loop inside of Cakewalk. It just makes no sense to me. Like, why can't I just loop this stuff? But that's neither here nor there. Playtime 2 for Reaper. What is playtime? What is that? It needs to be smooth. They make it smooth. The piano roll, they have a chance. But for now, FL Studio is the piano roll champ. Nada. I'm gonna tell you right now, low cuts, like the way I have my piano roll set up, it flows better for me than it does inside of FL Studio. Like, I can make Reaper do the one click thing, but like I said, I use so many DAWs. Like, every DAW that I use is a double click. So why would I just use the single click like FL Studio? Like it doesn't register with me that way. You know, if I use traction waveform, which I have like the full copy of, double click, Reaper, double click, Ableton, double click, Cakewalk, double click, MPC Beats, double click, Cubase, double click, Logic, double click. What else? What am I missing? Ableton, double click, Studio One, double click. FL Studio is the only DAW that you have to single click inside the piano roll. The only one. I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's the only one. Like, it's out of the box of everybody else. So me using all these other DAWs doesn't help when I'm going back into FL Studio. Like I said, everybody thinks FL is easier just because there's so much options to get to it. Like, you know, you can get your bootleg version, you could try the trial version and use all the stuff in there. You just can't open it back up, but you can pull out all the stems for the track and make, you know, your whole separate section of tracks that way from your FL Studio session that you make. So you don't necessarily need to pay for it, but it's just like kind of still limited in that way when you're doing the free one. Steven, you said what? I started in Reason 3. Then moved to FL Studio 7, use a few others in between, test loads, but primarily using Reaper. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, like I don't see another DAW replacing Reaper right now. And the main reason is the most important thing you can do in any DAW, and that's export. Reaper export system, that rendering thing is game changer. There's no other DAW doing it. The only thing that's close to it is Cakewalk. All the other DAWs, you have to go one by one by one when you're bouncing stuff out. And if you're like me and you're doing like, you know, TV film stuff, they want stems, they want 30-second cuts, they want 60-second cuts, they want the full track, they want the instrumental, they want the breakdown. So it's like I can do all those in one shot and then just go get some tea. You know what I'm saying? Go get a snack or something. And I know that it'll process all of it. I can even put them in their own separate folders right from the rendering screen. And I can have multiple projects open at the same time. And I can see each one in each tab. So it's like, it's definitely a game changer. Like that function there is the main reason I use Reaper. Yes, they are ugly. Does it not have a basic sampler? No. I do wish was more like Ableton. Well, I mean, Ableton has like what? They have like 2 or 3 samplers. So there's the simpler and then there's a sampler. But I don't know if you've ever watched my channel. If you use the MK slicer, that one is almost like Ableton's, where you can kind of, you know, move stuff around, chop things differently. So like, yeah, but I understand the Ableton thing. Yeah. I don't understand people's fascination with the clip launcher. I mean, it's a cool feature. If you're like a real DJ and you're going out there and you're going to different shows and stuff, you want to launch clips, cool. But other than that, I don't see production wise, well, me personally, what the clip launcher does for me. Because I can kind of do all that inside of Reaper and just kind of just stack things up. Like if I wanted to add a drum to this, I can just go in here and it'll sync to the tempo of the beat already, and I can just play different drums according to whatever the beat is currently set. So like I don't know. Like I understand the clip launcher does that too, but I don't feel like it's like the must-have thing to have inside of a DAW, because Traction Waveform has it in there now and no one's going or gravitating toward Traction Waveform, and it's actually pretty good. I don't have like any issues with it at all. Playtime 2? What is Playtime 2? You never notice a double click. If you go into Ableton, you have to double click to add a note. If you go into Reaper, you have to double click to add a note. If you go into FL Studio, it's only a single click to add a note. and you have to right click to erase the note, where a lot of other DAWs is you double click the note again and it erases it. But some of them are right click as well. But the majority of all the DAWs that you will ever use, you double click. Is the what? Hi boss, currently in beta testing. Big improvement over plates. I have no idea what that is either. Oh man, I have no idea what that is. Playtime. I might have to look that up. Imagine trying sprite run using Reaper. You can do it. It's not like a difficult thing, because like you understand, like Ableton is a double click. Like every other DAW is a double click except for FL Studio. But remember, you can always switch Reaper. You can always switch it to where a mode where you can do a single click to add a note. Just remember that. Like you can make Reaper do that same thing. So it's not like it's something that can't do. It's just that most DAWs don't do it. So it's like you're kind of fighting against every other DAW to mess with FL Studio, and FL Studio way is not necessarily a great way, just because even a recording, a lot of people will tell you they don't record anything inside of FL Studio, and the reason is because the way it's set up to actually record. It's not a user-friendly recording DAW. You can do it, don't get me wrong. A lot of people always try to take that out of context. You can do it technically, but why would you waste time and effort doing that when you can just, get everything done on your own? I don't know. It's just weird for me. You can, if you single click, if you want. That's the beauty. Yep. Yeah, exactly what I said. That is the beauty of it. Yeah, that's what puts it above all for sure. Playtime is a clip launcher for Reaper. Oh, okay. I might have to check it out. I might have to look it up. Playtime. Gotta remember that. Cause like I don't use launchers. Like I don't know. It's a waste of time for me personally. And do y'all realize that Ableton just now, after what? This is what, 12? After 12 versions of Ableton, they finally decided to put a mixer on the same screen as the track view. What? It took them that long to figure out that people like to have everything on one screen, the piano roll, the mixer, or if you can move it to another screen. A lot of people have things moved around to separate screens, where you can't really do that on some DAWs now, which is bananas to me. But that's neither here nor there. I don't think, can you do a double screen on Ableton? I don't even know if you can do that. Can you do 2 screens on Ableton? Yes, but if you're recording just a single person inside of FL Studio, that's cool. But have you seen people record a band inside of FL Studio? No. They just don't do it. You don't see people recording drums inside of FL Studio. You don't see people doing, like the whole like sectional stuff inside of FL Studio. You don't see people trying to do an orchestra inside of FL Studio, because it's just not meant for that recording process like that. It can do it. I'm not saying that it can't. It just doesn't function well to get it done that way. No, inside of 12, you don't have to switch screens. You can actually put the mixer on the same screen as the track view. That's what they just released in the new version of Ableton. I'm not finna get it because I'm not paying them any more money. Out of the question, yo. I don't see how people do it. They pay like every year to these other DAWs, man. And it's like almost paying for a brand new DAW. It just makes no sense to me. I know people who pay like $500-$600 for the whole Ableton thing. I've seen people pay $1,000 to get the push and to get the suite, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then like 2 months later, they came out with a newer version, and they had to pay for the update for that one. I'm like, why, yo? Why am I paying you like another $200, yo? But that's my frustration. I'm sorry. Let's get back to the beat. Yeah, man, you could do that now inside of Ableton. And I'm gonna put effect on here. Let's use a Flux Mini. Yes, sir. Let me make sure. All right. So I guess that should be the second sample. Let's see. I'll save that. All right, so I think I should start the brass. Brass nasty. Okay, what's wrong with that? Yeah. So you haven't used FL Studio in years. For memories. That was right. Pain to record. Record. Improvement. Well, I mean, they did add like a feature to kind of make it a little easier to record inside there, but it's still a pain in the butt, yo. It's just not. I really, really don't like the fact that the mixer comes with like 100 already preset mixers already in there, and it's like, why? Why do I have all these mixers in here? And then you can always misplace them and put them in the wrong spots. So you'll think that you put it on a certain number in the mixer and it's not, and it's somewhere else all the way down the line. It has happened to me before. There was times where I didn't put them in the mixer at all. And I forgot that I didn't put it in the mixer at all. And when I tried to bounce the stuff out, like say I was doing like a no vocals, right? Trying to do a no vocals, and none of the vocals are actually on a mixer track. So it was like I was bouncing everything still, even though I didn't want to. It was weird, man. Like I don't like the way they did that. Whereas in any other DAW that I've used, if you make a track, it makes a track inside the mixer. FL Studio is the only one that I know that kind of has like all of them just laid out there, ready to go. Really weird. Appreciate it. I haven't seen Oh Gosh live in a bit. Gotta watch him too. Yeah, Decap showed it too. So if you watch Decap was showing all the stuff that it came with. Before it even launched, he was doing like an early, or I guess early review of it or whatever it was. But yeah, so we have the two done here. So I did save this, right? All right. So I guess I'll play the first one so you guys can vibe to this one. That bass, man. Ugh. All right, so that was the first sample. And if you are not aware, I do a sample flip every month. These are the samples I'm going to put inside of my Discord. So you just go to Discord, you can download these samples for free, flip them, put them back in there, and usually by next week, I will choose a winner and see who has the best sample flip. So yeah. Yeah, Steven, thanks. Appreciate it, man. So this is the first one, and this one is the second one that I was just playing. So here's the second one. Oh man, them horns is nasty, yo. Oh man, I can hear this one is Yeah. So that was the second one. Sounds like a horror. Oh man, yo. Ah, yeah. I hadn't thought about that. I was thinking more like you know, kind of a sports thing. You know, they coming out to the, you know, football coming out to the field. You know, that's what I'm thinking. But you know, each his own. I might regret giving y'all that one. That's all. It's all good, man. That's what we're here for. Support each other, help each other out. Like most of you already know, I do this for fun. It's nothing like, you know, to me. I like helping people out where I can. All right. Somebody has some questions about Cakewalk. I don't know if you're still in here or not. But I think Steven, you said you were asking about like the Ableton kind of sampler thing inside of Reaper. Let me see if I can find a sample real quick. I'm gonna go to the rusty, dusty, trusty Cymatics. See what they working with here. All right, let's use that one, right? So what's cool about Reaper, once again, is making it 8 bars automatically. I didn't even have to fight it to do that. So let's say I wanted to like chop this up. I can go down here. That's the shaper and this is the sampler. All right. Last time I mixed them up. There's a shaper and there's a sampler. I mixed them up last time, but yeah. So this gives you an option to kind of cut up or slice it however you want. You can make them into MIDI slices and actually use your keyboard to, you know, go through them like an MPC and cut them up. It also gives you that option just to cut up the sample up here, and you can even like mix them around. Let's see if I do 1/8, and let's do it by grid. So you have an option to do it by grid. So now it's showing me by grid. Let's make them bigger. Let's do like that, right? So you can hit this random here, right? And you can randomize where the chops are inside here, and it'll chop it inside of this section up here, right? So if I do this button here that says random set, I could change what I want. So I could change the order. You could change the volume of each one. You could pan some of them if you want to. You could change the pitch of the slices when it automatically slices it, right? You could do a glitch. So all that is right here inside of this MK slicer. Super, super dope thing. Not many people use it, but it's pretty dope. My favorite part is the MIDI part, so I can make it into like a MIDI sampler. So if I click on the MIDI, right, it's going to cut it up into whatever, however many slices is here, right? So if I go MIDI, it's making RS 5000s of all those slices. Of course, I moved it to the other screen now because doing too much. All right, so here are all the slices right here. So the RS5K made its own slices in here for all those samples, right? So I'm gonna close that down. So here it is inside of the piano roll. So these are all the slices. So you could play it on your keyboard if you have it set up, because I don't. So easy way to do that is go right here. I guess you can't really see it, but there's a drop down here for your input. So you just change your input and just make it a MIDI, and you could do all MIDI inputs. That should be fine. So now it still doesn't want to do it because I'm doing this live. Oh, I don't have it highlighted. Duh. Right, so you have the option to kind of, so you could play it out inside of the keyboard. You know, you can remove all of these if you want to, or you can just play these out. It'll play the slices. Right, so it's like struggling to get the little pieces in there. So let's say we did, we just kind of double up all of them, right? So let's pull these back, right? And I'm gonna do a control and drag this over. So now all of them have like their own way of, you know, right? So it just makes it a lot easier to kind of manipulate the sample if you're using the MIDI version of it. You don't have to do it this way. You can slice up the sample itself and, you know, make them into different things. So let's mute this, right? I'm gonna go back in here and I'm gonna go back to the MK slicer, and you hit this button here that says get, and it'll pull that same sample into it. Right, so that sample is back in here now, right? So now this time, let's say we want to actually do slices, and you can also do markers if you wanted to. It's just up to you how you want to do it. And this option here would make it quantized, but if you hit random, right, it's going to randomly cut, as you can see, it randomly cut the sample up here. So if I'll go and play this back, of course, why is it not playing? Because it's all muted. How didn't you know it was muted, X? What are you doing, man? Right, so that way you can kind of make the sampler make your own kind of chops and different random, you know, slices, however you want to do it. Really, really dope tool, man. If you haven't already, definitely check out the video. I have a video showing you exactly what this is, the MK slicer, all the settings. You get items, your cuts over here, your threshold and sensitivity. If you want to do it by grid or if you want to do it by transient, you could do that as well. You can like offset some of the notes if you wanted to. You can change the quantized strength on it. You can make them into MIDI. Yeah, so you could pitch bend them. All that stuff is like right down here. Super, super dope. So if you haven't already, definitely check it out. Oh, the hi-hat roll and cakewalk? Oh, okay. Yeah, MPL has a really good one too. He has that, what is it called? I have it in here. So I have mine down here, this little drum little sign, this RS5K Manager. I think this is super, super dope, the way he put this together. And you can just kind of drag and drop stuff in there. Let's go. All right. You can just drag it in there and it'll create a snare and a MIDI bus. Really, really dope. I can find the key. I don't know where I'm at on the keyboard. So that should be the key from what I know. Is it muted? Am I solo something? Oh, of course. Once again, thank you, X, for muting yourself. But yeah, this is super dope, man. I really appreciate MPO for making this, yo. I think it comes in handy, especially if I want to get into like my, my MPC mode, and I'll kind of move over the machine and kind of just go at it. You said you got a modded version? Yeah. What's the difference, DAW? Well, I'm not sure what you're asking there. Looks pretty dope. So I have to play with that. Wish you had more than one sample into RSK rather than. It's still just one RSK in a way. Like, I mean, if you look at it, let's see, what is it? Effects. It's still necessarily like, it's still just one in a way, like you just have them in different areas where you can show like your different cuts. You can go in each one and change the cut as well. If you wanted to do that. But I mean, it's almost like setting up an MPC in a way, like you still got to kind of go through, make your cuts, and then go through and put it into the keys or the pads or whatever the case may be. I mean, it's that same philosophy. Okay. Infinite possible. Yeah. Yeah. I have a couple of them. I have like there's one with like how you can lock your keys inside of the Explorer. Like say I wanted let's go back into cymatics, right? Hey, I use this sample. All right, so it's telling me that this thing is an A, but I have this script here, right? That will tell me kind of what key it's actually in. And if I click on the key, it'll actually lock the sample to that key. So let's say I wanted it to be F instead of the A or C that it was, right? So now if I play it, so it's going to lock it to that note. So I can change the keys on it. Right? Just that simple. So there's a couple of tools that, they have inside of Reaper that I really like. It's definitely a cool DAW, man. Like, hands down. Very, very dope DAW. Oh, Loop Cloud. Okay. Yeah. I haven't really gotten into Loop Cloud. I know a couple people that actually use it, but I've never really gotten into it. I think isn't that like a monthly service fee for Loop Cloud as well? But yeah, really, really interesting stuff. Like the people that make all these scripts, they never fail to amaze me, man. They make some really, really amazing things inside here, yo. Just like the the guy who made like the piano roll stuff, like that stuff is just amazing, yo. Let's see. Let's just do expand. Like I have a lot of shortcuts inside of my toolbar here. There's so many ways to do stuff in here, man. Like you can make chords fairly simple in here. That sounds horrible though. What's weird is this seems like it's almost freezing. But yeah, so anyway, I have this script, right? So if I hold down, what is it? Control and Shift, I can slice these notes. As you see, it puts a slice in there. I don't know, maybe make it bigger. Right, so I can slice the notes. If I hold down Control and Shift, I can slice again. Right, so I can make this into a triplet just like that, or with 4. And this is just by using Control Shift and my mouse. Somebody made a script that can do this. This is almost like the Ableton one that they just released. And you know, I can keep going. I don't have to stop. I can just make it smaller if I wanted to, right? So like things like that people make is like truly amazing to me. And I have a video showing you how to do this as well. So yeah, definitely check them out. I guess I should jump off here and put that stuff inside of the Discord. They are the Martinez scripts. Just like this one, this MIDI arpeggiator, this is super dope. It makes it easier to kind of make arpeggiators out of your chords. Then you have this this one here. Nope, that's the same one. Sorry. This one here is for your velocity. So you could change your velocity. You have a randomize for your velocity. You can do like a straight line across. You can do up and down. You could do different variants. You can set your range of how high you want the notes to be and how low you want them to be. And you have your randomize here. So this is a script that somebody made as well. Super, super dope. You can always like cut by split notes. So I can split this note and it'll make, you know, splits in the note itself. So there's a whole bunch of different scripts that people have made that are truly, truly amazing. If you do follow this channel, no, not this channel. I'm sorry. This is my X.E.L channel. You need to follow Learning Reaper. I always forget where I'm at. Yes, Learning Reaper is my other channel, and I have all those things on there. So if you're not following Learning Reaper, then you won't know any of this stuff. But Learning Reaper is the name of the other channel that I have, and I show you all this stuff. You can go very deep. You can be lost in Reaper and just setting stuff up. I know it took me a minute to get mine set up. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, that was the difference between like FL and Reaper. Like, once you download FL Studio, you're like ready to go. Reaper, you have to do like your SWS, you have to do your repack and add all that stuff in there. And that gives you the best options for the DAW itself. Yeah. And that's why when I'm actually working on something, like if I know I have something to do, I won't try to tweak anything. I'll make notes of stuff that I want to do and then kind of add it on later if I want to. But I get a lot of work done in Reaper now, more than I did before. But I definitely understand what you're saying. I might have to do that. I don't know who that is either. Yeah, never enough scripts. Yeah, man, he used to have some really, really good ones, man. He's the reason I do the RIA launcher. Like, he's the reason I have this RIA launcher, because I was like, oh, that's really cool. You know, another way to kind of pull up your other stuff that you're doing. I thought it was super, super cool. But yeah, I haven't seen anything from him in a while. I mean, the same thing with what is his name? Wuzu Beats. Like, I used to watch him as well. When I started trying to figure out how to use Reaper. But, you know, then he stopped. And then there was Mike from Let's Talk About Reaper. And then he's kind of slowed down as well. A lot of his videos. The only one that's still going strong is Kenny. Uncle Kenny, man. That boy off the chain, man. He be making them videos. But yeah, I guess I should jump off here. Let me play these one more time for you guys. And I will see y'all guys on Monday. Monday is when I usually do the sample flips. So I'll give you guys a week to actually do it. So if you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord. It should be below in the link in this video. Join the Discord and download the samples and flip them and put them back in there and see who wins this month's sample flip. But here's the first sample. All right, and that was the first sample, and here is the second one. Ah. Yes, sir. I think FL developers are paying attention to Reaper because yeah, they have the Python scripts. But their scripts is kind of hard to launch and work. Yo, it doesn't work the same as Reaper because you gotta understand, like everything is behind like a wall in all these other DAWs, whereas Reaper is behind a wall, but it still gives you all the options to create a script using scripts. Whereas FL, you kind of have to know everything about Python in order to actually even make or create a script, from the graphics to the elements that it needs. But it doesn't give you the access to all that FL stuff that's behind the scenes to make it trigger other things. Like this MPL script. Like there's nothing like that. You can't do anything like this inside of FL Studio to make it into like a rack and then make it do whatever you wanted to do when you first set it up, just because that action is not in there. Whereas Reaper shows you all the actions that you can possibly do. And that's where you can add those actions to your script. You can't really do that in FL Studio because they don't give you what they're actually using to make FL Studio run. Oh, that's what's up. Mike joined your stream today. That's what's up, man. All right, that's what's up. It should be up there today, probably within the next 15, 20 minutes. Hey man, you can make whatever genre you want. There was somebody who submitted some rock and roll stuff. It was really, really dope, and he almost won. He came in second. So like it can be done. Any genre that you want, it doesn't matter. I would say, yeah, any genre is fine. It doesn't matter. Pop, rock, hip hop, trap, drum and bass, EDM, whatever you want to do. Yeah, whatever you want to do. All right, ladies and gents, it's been fun. Hopefully I answered questions. If you haven't already, make sure you guys join the Discord. It should be below in the description of this video. And I will see you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna do a review on Thursday. And once again, I do what is it called? A live beat review. So if you have like beats or songs that you want to do, I have a live beat review section inside of the Discord that I actually go over before the sample flip. So this week, Thursday, I probably will not do the live. I'll save it for the sample flip so that we can have something to play before we get to the samples. So yeah, so if you want to put some in there, definitely put them in there, and we'll have them ready for Monday. So Monday is when I'll actually do it. I don't know what time yet, but I will definitely post it inside of the Discord and let you guys know. All right. So with that being said, that's pretty much the end of this stream. And once again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I'm almost at 10K. I'm trying to get there. So yeah, I will see you guys on Monday. Peace.